This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
Beers in the Lot is partnered with the Hockey Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Beers in the Lot. Before we get going, let me just remind you about our shop at beersinthelot.com/shop. That's where you can get t-shirts and other merchandise with Beers in the Lot logos on it. Also, check out beersinthelot.com for anything else you might be curious about this podcast. And be sure to join the Discord at beersinthelot.com/Discord. So here in episode 184, we got to hear about John's trip to Pittsburgh over the weekend, where he got to attend the Jagr game at PPG Paints Arena and see Jagr's number 68 jersey get retired and raised to the rafters. Riggs returned from Philadelphia with new evidence in the case against Wawa, and we talked briefly about some old fat bald guys hockey. So here we go, let's crack the beers. What you got tonight, John?
I have an Iron City Light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a sick cup, by the way.
Thanks, dog.
Very jealous of that.
Daniel, what are you drinking?
From Boston, Mass. Space Cake Double IPA from Clown Shoes Brewing.
Oh, clown shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got tonight, Riggs?
So returning from a weekend in Philadelphia, from Yardley, Pennsylvania, Vault Brewing's 5 C's IPA, which is brewed with all of the C hops: Citra, Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, and Columbus. It is.
So they did add
excellent.
more hops to it. Nice.
It is, yes, all of them, all of the C hops, 5 C's from Vault Brewing. It is excellent, very good, very good. And Aaron has.
I have a repeat, a cold and smooth Busch Light.
Bush.
Oh, Aaron, stepping out of your comfort zone there.
You know me.
And he left it at that.
I'm just leaving it at that. All there is to say.
So John did some field reporting for us this past weekend.
Sure enough.
Went to the Jagr game. How did that go, man? Tell us all the stories.
So it's pretty cool. Like, I told you guys when it was announced, like, I'm going to the game. There was just, for me, like, as a young boy who idolized every single Penguins player and wore gold laces for a time, like, Jagr was the man, dude. So you could, I mean, I guess the best way to summarize is kind of like what I got out of the ceremony, I guess, because you could see like all the great clips and the humor. So I'll kind of condense it. So got to the arena early, ran into the traveling Jagrs, which was awesome. Those guys, by the way, they were, I don't know what was going on. Like, they were literally coming down out of the rafters every 10 seconds. There was like 20 of them, but like everywhere you look, like they were in the section kind of on the lower bowl where me and my wife were sitting, like across. And I'm not joking, like somehow they were on the other side where we were, like everywhere the whole 10, every 10 minutes.
They are traveling Jagrs.
Very much so traveling.
They do travel.
PSA, by the way, like I get that.
Have
All right,
Jagr,
so I got a photo with like 4 out of the 20 just because they were in that spot. And I was polite. I was like, hey, do you guys mind get a quick photo? And they're like, yeah, cool, no worries. In one of the intermissions, you could figure out where a bunch of males were at the same time. That's not a photo op opportunity. Just a heads up to some of the people.
Oh,
Like that's not a photo op. Just
Wait,
saying.
in the
In
restroom?
the pisser?
Yeah, near the fucking Uranus, dude. Like, what's going on?
Oh,
Like,
no. That's where all the dicks hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the
Oh.
traveling Jagrs. Can I get a
And
picture?
the funny thing is, I kind of like I was like, look, I'm all for photo ops, guys, but I don't know about this. This is not, I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about this. And the Jagr guys, I kind of felt bad for them because they're like, nope, it's worse every year wherever we go. Like, so they were, I think they were pretty cool about it, but I don't, that to me is just wild. Anyway.
You're going to post that on social media with like the trough in the background, or like what are you gonna do with that picture?
No. The troughs at Accenture, they don't have a trough at PPG. Even though I think for flow it may make more sense.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not troughs in every major,
In terms of
Something like that.
convenience, you can't beat it.
right?
Yeah. The way the ceremony was done, I was
Anyway.
really super pleased. They had some like really great touches, like Mike Lang's call actually introduced Jagr when
Oh,
he came out, which is spectacular.
nice.
Mike Lang had,
Yes.
like, he wasn't around. And Jagr, like, if you watch the ceremony, he did give a shout out to some of the guys that couldn't make it. Like Trotz was already, I guess, committed with the stadium series up in the island. Straka didn't come. Herdina didn't make it over from overseas for, whatever reason. So it was cool. Like, he shouted them out, but there were like 3 things that really stood out. And like I said, you could see like a lot of the kind of footage and the jokes and all that stuff. So the first of all, like Jagr's humor always showed through. That was evident. It was great. I loved it. So Stagwald mentioned it. The last like 40 some years in the NHL, a lot of Penguins fans, and it's a Pittsburgh sports thing, and I kind of hate it. You guys, I've said it before. Like, if you're a Penguins fan, you're really fortunate. Yeah, the team like last year didn't make the playoffs. This year is not looking too bright. We're super fortunate. Staggy mentioned it. The last like 40 years in the NHL, very rarely has a Penguin player not been one of the top like 2 or 3 dudes in the league. Like, let's really kind of think
Yeah.
about
True.
that. Between Lemieux, Jagr, Crosby, and Gino, like, we're like, wow. I mean, there's some organizations they can't even. I'm not going to bag any organizations at the moment, but like, go ahead and rack your head really quick if you're one of those fan bases and kind of, really fortunate. They reiterated. I don't think a lot of people in Pittsburgh also realized how close it was to the team physically leaving the city of Pittsburgh. And I think so many people take that for granted. Like, there's a lot of sports organizations, not just in the NHL, that like teams move. And when they move, you're not guaranteed a way back. And especially in a league like the NHL, like, I hate saying it, we're not like a top flight franchise like Toronto. Like Montreal, there was rumors they were going to move during World War II, but like outside of that, Montreal's never going to move. Toronto's never going to move. Like, Pittsburgh's super fortunate. So like, some of the fans that are in that area that bash a team constantly, give them some love. Like, this is the way it works, unfortunately. I hate saying it. Like, you have up years, you have down years, and sometimes it stretches a little bit. Pittsburgh, we've been pretty damn fortunate. And then also, for me, I guess the last thing to kind of say, like, as a young man idolizing like Jagr, Lemieux, Barnaby was there, like, they did it right. I was like so pleased. It's the first time I've ever seen a jersey go up to the rafters in person, and it was like I teared up a little bit at the beginning, like Barnaby and then all the greats, and then when Lemieux came and everyone, I totally teared up with the Lemieux thing, and then when Jagr, I kind of was like, oh god, so great. My wife was like, oh geez, like, I've never seen you cry, and you're crying for this. So yeah, like, but I was kind of saying, like, in a funny way, like, for me, like, and I guess like us too, like, I'm the youngest one. Jagr and the Penguins were like such a big part of my childhood. Like, so, I mean, I haven't been a child for years. Now I really have no excuse to be a child anymore. So like, yeah, it's, I'm still pretty churlish. I agree. Yeah. But like, but it was
was
cool.
gonna-
It's like,
I was gonna say, but
yeah,
anyway.
it's all, but like, and also too, like, Jagr is like, he's the second all-time leading scorer, arguably top 3 Pittsburgh Penguin of all time, like, without a doubt. So like, yeah, his number belongs next to Mario's. It's not even a foregone conclusion. So the fact they finally made it, and the one thing I did like is he mentioned he was traded and they started booing and a little bit, all in good fun, and he was like, no, calm down, it happened, it's done. Like, even Jagr, like, it was cool. He kind of even acknowledged, like, shit happens, man.
That's the business, man.
Shit happens. It's a business, and
Yeah.
he definitely did. He's always spoke fondly of his time in Pittsburgh. So, hell yeah, I loved it. I thought everything was great. And then if we kind of pivot to the game, only thing I'm going to say is LA's a really good skating team. They're a little in shambles now with some of the goaltending and some of the other stuff. LA's a really good skating team. Pittsburgh barely had a lick in that fucking game. 2-1 score. Like, I was watching it and like
Crosby got the opener, and that was probably just because they were
He
all
did.
juiced up from the ceremony.
yeah, and both teams watched and like the first period kind of reflected that. They kind of looked like they were a little off. And yeah, you sit an hour before when normally you're kind of like,
Yeah.
doing some of your routine and stretching and all that shit. Also the pregame when he skated, total fucking shock at that. That was sick.
That's
I-
awesome.
I mean,
That is
I was
awesome,
like,
yeah.
but I liked it because like he definitely was like he was very gracious about it. Like he didn't do like every drill. He was kind of like on the boards half the time, like me in warm up, kind of. I don't want to do anything. So like it was great to see. Like it was a total shock. It's like, oh my gosh, he's over there. I did see some of the trophies from the Hall of Fame and spoke to one of the gentlemen from the hall too. So that was pretty cool. Just
Cool.
shooting the shit with him. I mentioned that our little podcast talked to Phil and how gracious he was with his time, and then him and I talked for like another 5 to 10 minutes just about a few other things, which was just totally off the cuff, totally weird, and then kind of sad. It was like, oh, thanks for the conversation. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff. He's like, no, we always make time for good hockey people. So thank you. Once again, he was gracious with his time, Craig. So it was cool. Yeah, I wasn't the only person to travel to this Keystone State this weekend. Our boy Eric traveled to the wrong side of the state.
The wrong side.
Wrong.
Yeah. So
The
Eric,
wrong
I
side.
apparently had a blast. I had a good local meal at Permani Brothers, and then had like an Iron City or two. And what were you doing? Where were you going?
I had a local meal at the Wawa
Ugh.
on the way out of
Sorry.
town.
I'm sorry for your
On
loss.
the way out of town.
Dude, that
Coming
sounds like a
home.
wrong selection on Oregon Trail.
Yeah, it's
Surprised you
yeah.
didn't die of dysentery.
Yeah, we definitely didn't ford the river.
You got a hoggy?
Uh,
Yeah. You got a hoggy? Yeah.
Well, no, because we're in the car, so I ordered a wrap, right? Because hoagie's gonna be messy, so I order a wrap. They have a computer just like Sheets, although the Wawa layout. The episode of Bizarro Seinfeld. You know how like
Everything's
yeah.
backwards.
they go
Yeah.
to Reggie's and everything's backwards, right? They don't have the big salad. They don't have all the things. That's Wawa compared to Sheets. It's Reggie's, right?
It's bizarro sheet.
Yeah. So like we're getting ready to leave town, go into the Wawa, and we're getting gas. So I go up to their computers, and it's like in the wrong part of the store. Like the flow is stupid. And I'm ordering the wrap, right? So I just want like a cold cut with some cheese and lettuce, tomato, pickles.
It sounds easy.
Onions, maybe a little sauce or something in there. I click wrap and I put in the thing, and it's like, oh, pick your toppings. You can only pick 3.
Just 3?
That's it.
You get
Only
limited.
3 toppings.
Wait.
Sheets
it.
would
3.
never.
That's it. Only
Sheets
3.
would never.
Only
Sheets,
3.
I could add anything.
So last night
They even ask you
after-
to add French fries.
Yeah.
right? or many other things.
Yeah.
Chili. It doesn't matter. You could do whatever you want. It's no rules. It's a free society in Sheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
What entree do you want added to your wrap?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm I'm pushing all the
Do you want a
buttons. Like, there-
schmonster on top of
there's-
your
so-
chicken Caesar wrap? Yeah.
I back the order out all the way, and I try again, and I hit the customize button because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I didn't do it the right. Maybe the workflow is different on the Wawa computer. So I do customize, and I get to the part for the toppings. It says I can only have 3. I can only have 3.
Dude,
This is
that's
so
kind of
bullshit.
like a
That's it.
authoritative.
Complete bullshit.
That's an
Yeah.
authoritative
completely
state. I don't know
bullshit.
if I want to live in an area
So
like that.
I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
Lettuce, tomato, onion. This is gonna be a dry fucking wrap. Like whatever. I don't
Ew.
care. It's whatever. Fine.
soon as you
They
stepped
did.
outside, you should have threw it at their window.
Yeah.
You could have used it to probably sand some walls. It was so dry.
So
Jesus.
last night after OFBG, as is tradition,
You got a 40 grit wrap.
I stopped. Yeah, I stopped at Sheets's on the way home with Brando and Sarge, and
Sick.
I got a sub because I was coming home. I got a half sub, and I was able to get all of the things that I want to get on the sub, like
because sheets.
because it's Sheets and this is a free country. Wawa, like
Yeah.
get out of here.
See, all this talk that they're number one.
That's ridiculous.
This is a
No.
major red flag.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not saying we elevate Rofa by any means. I would also to throw that in that. We're not saying. I just think the gap between 1 and 2 is even bigger than we thought.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
it's
I shouldn't
huge.
say we thought. We've always known. We're educating right now.
No, I
we're
wanted
trying to.
I wanted to bring like a personal sort of experience, a recent
Yeah.
personal experience, and
course.
evidence to the table
Yeah.
that they are not better.
I
They're-
think they should issue
they're
an
not.
apology about this.
They are objectively worse than Sheets.
Without a doubt.
You know, yeah. I mean, and I don't think, like you were saying, John, the difference between number 1 and number 2. If you take all of Gretzky's goals away, he's still number 1 in points.
Correct.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
this is how I see it with Sheets and Wawa. Honestly,
Yes.
you take
That's a
a
good take.
a key
That's a
element
good
of
take.
Sheets away.
You could take all the
It's still
chicken
better.
options away from
Still better.
Sheets, and it's still better.
now
Significantly.
still better.
you said this, and I'm gonna push the button. So the second all time in points is 1 Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah,
are you
it's Jagr.
saying
Indeed, yes.
that Wawa is Jaromir Jagr and Jaromir
No,
Jagr is Wawa?
not even close. No.
No, I am not.
No. I
So
think
the highest scoring brother duo in the NHL is
there
Brent.
you go.
yeah.
Okay.
Brent Gretzky
So-
only has 2
all right,
points.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
Wawa is Sheets' little brother, and,
Brent Gretzky.
and
Yeah.
they're Brent Gretzky. There you go.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Gosh. It's just Wawa just sucks so hard. I mean, it just is brutal.
I mean, as soon as that happened on the computer, I decided that I had to bring this.
I would have
back.
ripped the console out.
I had to I had to bring this back.
I'm glad you
to the
presented
pod.
the
Yeah.
evidence
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
brought this to light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just heinous.
Also, I like to get a side too, right? I like fried mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
You can't just have
I like a
like,
hot
sub.
mozzarella
Gotta have
steak.
cheese.
I like a jalapeno popper bites.
Yeah.
I like
Some-
such
You like a
things.
2-course meal when you go into those
Yeah,
establishments.
it's-
Nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I concede on the wrap. I only get 3 toppings. So then I click over to the sides. They don't have like fried cheese sides. I clicked on all the pages. I did
Wait,
all
for
the
real?
things.
I haven't
No.
bought food in Wawa in ages, so
No, and you shouldn't.
this is all new to
And
me.
you shouldn't. And you shouldn't.
Wow.
They don't
well,
have
not with this
they,
evidence.
They don't have any fried cheeses.
I'm aghast. This
They
is
had-
insane.
They had like barbecue sides, like macaroni and
Gotta have
cheese and like
cheese.
potatoes and like things like
Nah.
this. Like
No,
What
yeah,
kind
I'm
of
not going
taters?
there.
What kind of taters?
I didn't even read it.
Do they have
It
any
just said
pretzels?
potatoes, and I was
Potatoes?
like, I'm not.
Any kind of pretzels?
I did not look for pretzels.
Wait, so you're telling me they
No
got taters?
cheese. There's no cheese. That's the takeaway.
They got taters. They don't even tater those in house. There's no chicken options. There's no fried cheeses or
They did
anything
have-
to
they
complement
did-
that.
They did have like chicken fingers. Yeah.
No,
Right.
We're
No.
fine.
No.
This is
They had store bought nuggets that they bought from Costco, maybe, and
Right.
eaten up, huh?
They don't.
You would have had better luck
no
going to
cheat.
like Costco, buying a toaster oven, plugging it into your truck, and getting Dino Nuggets.
Hell yeah.
Like that would have been
Yeah.
better driving, bombing down the
You
road.
save money in the long run.
Using your toaster oven in the car. Jesus.
They don't have the options that Sheets has. They just don't.
Yeah,
Don't.
that's just not.
So I don't want to
Inferior.
hear it anymore about Wawa.
Yeah, we can't.
We about that Sheets life.
Yeah, we can't. We
Yeah.
can't let that stand.
Right.
That's not. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Unacceptable. Time out for just a second while we hear about our sponsors. We'll be right back. We know hockey games move fast, but with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code THPN. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved. Is it new year, new you for 2024? Pure Hockey has the best hockey equipment, accessories, and apparel on the market to take your game to the next level this year. Maybe you made resolutions to improve your puck handling or passing. Maybe it's time to ditch that old stick and start the year with a fresh twig. Maybe it's time to refresh your NHL wardrobe for the race to the playoffs. Pure Hockey has it all. Whether it's training aids, the latest sticks and skates, or your favorite team's gear, get your hockey shopping done at Pure Hockey and use our affiliate link at beersintheLot.com/Pure Hockey.
I did see like a significant jersey foul, by the way, when I was at the
boy.
Pens game.
Do tell.
So it was really cool, actually. I will say, like, a lot of people, you saw like a lot of the vintage Pens jerseys, like saw some Yari Slager jerseys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forget the team of that Lemieux played for in his junior year, or like his junior years. I saw a few of those jerseys, which were sick. You know, saw some, tons of jerseys. I always see these every time I go to a Pens game. It drives me wild too. I see Sidney Crosby Team Canada jerseys, and then you're like, "Oh, are you Canadian?" They're like, "No, I'm down from Bethel Park over there." Like, I can't.
Get the fuck out of here.
We're not doing. Yeah, we're not doing that here. Sorry, it's USA. But I saw some cat wearing like a Robo Pens
Sick.
Sundin jersey, 13 with the C, like Matt Sundin of the Toronto Maple Leafs fame. And I was like, no fucking way.
No.
Like, I was like, this is a joke. Unless
Gotta
he
be, right?
it's his own like beer league team or something.
No.
But it was like the old Robo Pens with the C, 13 Sundin. I was like, wow, that's yee. That to me,
That's
it was
weird.
wild. It was
That
wild.
makes no sense.
Yeah,
Was
I
there
agree.
ever talk of Sundin coming to Pittsburgh or something?
Zero, nada. Not even close.
Yeah, like what the hell? What?
Yeah, it made
Where do you get the idea to get a custom jersey with a guy who's not on the fucking roster?
because he probably
the
lives in
C.
Castle Shannon and he liked Nike hockey and Matt Sundin's his favorite player. So he was like, he probably went, I don't know. I was just like, this is
Oh shit!
wild. I couldn't. Oh, also, my only PSA of going to a game too, and I don't go to a ton anymore just because like busy with everything. If you go to a damn game, please just be aware that like when you get up and down to go to the bathroom, food, etc., like do it in a time where it's not during the fucking power play. like if you have a little kid, they got to go to the bathroom. That slides. I get it. Little kids got to go to the bathroom. I'm not mad. Everyone in our row, no little kids. So you can imagine my issues with that. I'll let it sit. These people are probably going to Wawa after the game. So like,
So
it's tough.
so I attended the Colorado Avalanche at Washington Capitals game last Tuesday.
Nope.
And there was a lady that was sitting 2 rows down from us. I believe was an Instagram influencer because she stood up every 2 to 5 minutes and took selfies of herself and with her friend and whatever, wearing sunglasses in the arena. She had earplugs in and occasionally put
You a vampire?
put headphone ear protection like she was at a NASCAR race, like over her ears. Like during Mites on Ice, she did that.
It is Daytona weekend. I mean,
during play, she was doing all of these things. The Avalanche were on a power play. And by the way, McKinnon and McCarr in person are magical. Like it's
Stunning.
magic.
I
It's
can't
magic.
imagine. Like
It's magic. It's magic.
so good.
Like it's just 5-man cycle. It's like a blender in the zone, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to watch this, and she keeps standing up and taking fucking selfies. At one point, she stands up and takes her coat off, stuffs it in the seat, sits down. 30 seconds later, stands back up, puts the fucking coat back on. Like,
was it like one of those big puffy coats?
yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I'm
You know-
picturing this person.
You know what's
I'm
happening.
literally like,
Yeah.
I know who this cat is. Well,
Yeah, you
I
know
don't
what's
follow
happening.
them, but I know. Yeah. Yeah, Danny's doing it. Duck face, peace up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a hockey game.
Yeah.
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 Probably listens to a lot of Bieber, likes Drew stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah.
Probably thought the
So-
NHL All-Star jersey was sick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So these are the people that are spending the money to go to NHL games. So that's
Yeah. While we're on the topic of I will say, like, the NHL, the last, like, we'll just say the start of the season, fucking ton of black eyes. Let's just be honest. So they had a weekend where they had 2 stadium series. Games were very good,
Yes.
high scoring, great stuff, and the
I heard the
team
Isles
entrances.
New York game was great at the end. Like,
Well, there's one little poo poo with that. So the last couple of years for the stadium series or outdoor games, the teams show up in a theme, and it's kind of a cool team bonding thing. You know, a bunch of years when Boston was out in Vegas. I forget what Vegas did, but the Bruins showed up in like the 80s ski shit, which was cool. Pittsburgh and Boston played at Fenway. They did like the baseball uniforms.
They did the Elvis, right?
Or Elvis, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, for the stadium series, so the Devils showed up as like members of the Sopranos in the sweatsuits, which was sick. Bastone even did the, hands when he scored, which is pretty awesome. Flyers showed up as like Rocky when he was jogging before he gets on the steps. And then New York Islanders didn't show up in shit because Lou doesn't like it because he's anti everything important or grow the game. New York Rangers showed up with like a bunch of the NYPD and New York Fire, which was pretty cool. And like the Caps were up in Montreal. Young fan that has always been a Caps fan. He read the opening lineup for the Caps. He's in cancer remission, which is awesome. So he's like been around the team the last couple of years. And like Ovi and Carlson, who have been around the team forever, like genuine joy when they're seeing this kid, give him hugs, talking, like really good looks for the NHL this week. Like I was like, and the Jagr thing capped it off minus the game, but like, and then they announced too, the PWHL game up in, was it in Toronto or Ottawa?
It was in Toronto. It was
In Toronto.
at Scotiabank.
That's
Right.
Scotiabank.
19,000 plus sold out the building.
And in March, I think in March, they're going to have a PWHL game in Pittsburgh. That's a rumor.
Nice.
They're going to have a expansion or I don't know if expansion or whatever they deem it
neutral
at this point.
site.
Yeah,
Neutral
they're gonna have a
site.
neutral site and then
Yeah.
probably an expansion franchise in Pittsburgh next year.
Nice.
So I will probably throw my allegiance to PWHL Pittsburgh because I don't think they'll have a name or whatever. But yeah, but like good looks all around for the league. Like I was like, thank God. Like we got tons of weeks left in the league season here, so we'll see. But yeah,
There's still time.
good looks. There's still time. But I'm saying like that's a weekend the league kind of needed. There was a lot of feel good shit, and also like a lot of goals being scored, boys. That's sick. We love that.
Yeah. There was almost more goals in the Minnesota game. There's
Yeah.
almost as many goals scored as there was last night.
I was going to ask about that. How did the Tillies go, boys? Tell me.
Went fine for Daniel's team, and for you and Riggs's team, not so much
No,
for me.
my team lost. What are you talking about? Come on.
Oh, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
lost.
L?
I thought you
We
guys won.
lost.
Oh, all right.
No,
Well,
we lost.
whatever.
Oh.
You
So it
scored.
went
You had a
normal for
good game.
Daniel's team.
Yeah. pretty
Went
much.
normal for Daniel's team.
We were missing like 6
Oh,
guys.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you guys had like what 7 on the bench,
Yeah.
8 on the
Ooh.
bench.
that's perfect.
Not when you're out of
Is
shape
it?
like me.
Oh, both teams only had like 7 or 8, so it was
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of ice time for everybody over there. It was funny. One of the
Hmm.
captains actually stopped into our locker room before and was like, "Hey, when you guys are done, come on over. We could probably use you." And we're like, "Yeah, sure, buddy. We'll see you."
It's
no.
gonna be a no.
Yeah, after we got shellacked 14-4 or whatever it was, I was like, "So, who's ready to go to the other sheet?"
No one
Nice
wanted you. Losers.
You guys had 5. It was 14-5.
Was it 5? Okay.
Yeah, you guys had 5.
I kind of wanted to bring something up to Riggs. I heard that Riggs was befuddled after the game. The music
Oh,
happened?
by
yeah,
the
what happened
by
with
the
the
sub
music?
goalie.
Oh yeah, so
I heard you were befuddled.
our regular because
What happened?
I bring the speaker, right?
You're a music guy.
yeah.
I run tunes, right?
run
the
As,
shit.
as I
Yeah.
usually do.
Yeah.
And I got in the I got to the rink, go in the room, and we have sub goalie again this week because our goalie, we won't talk about that.
I think you both
And-
had sub goalies, didn't you?
And yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
And
Sub zeros. Sick.
So I walk in and I start to get my speaker out, and all of a sudden music starts playing, and I'm like, oh, I haven't turned on my speaker yet. And he's playing music, and it was fine. Like it was fine, whatever. But like, you know, if you're the sub, like maybe don't. like
Read the
Like,
room. See
yeah,
if
maybe
Gabe's
somebody
the
else
jester in the room.
right, maybe don't. So what I had
maybe
to
one
do.
of the regulars tends to do music.
So what I had to do after the game was hustle back into the room so I could make sure that we got the win song, which we did.
So you got the win.
I-
Oh, so
That's
then we're
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Have to get
So
the
we're
win.
good. Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, our win song is sick. I mean,
Yeah. You can't have
It's-
that bad juju hanging
Bur-
out there.
burning down the house by
That is
Talking
nice.
Heads.
That is
yeah.
nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sick.
I like that.
We don't mess around.
No.
All right, that's it for this one. Thank you for your listen and for your support. We appreciate all of your likes and ratings and reviews and subscriptions on the various podcatchers. Keep them coming. We appreciate every single one of them. I know I speak for the rest of the guys when I say have a good one, and we'll catch you next week when our new episode drops on Wednesday. See ya.